system like this. Yeah, I'm Russia. I'm very this.
Mhm.
Guys, you can join up. Join now, so that we go. We'll do something else. Hey, wala baliko feka.
Mm.
Anyways, custom recording. Oli comprira vere.
Nkuwulira bulungi.
Kale. So currently, go on the price we took our name. Let's not hurry up to enter the market. We have what we shall do is we shall look at something like this. We shall look at the market on 5 minutes for either price for the 5 minutes candle to come and close with a rejection. Then there we confirm that this zone will be okay for us to buy price from there, but we shouldn't just enter aggressive because they may even come and sweep us out. But we enter here with confirmation, though it has already confirmed that it is bullish. So somebody could be buying off here, or else even does an MTF and buys price from here down here. But currently we have to enter price with confirmations of those zones, of these two zones, because it is what price has now brought these two areas. But literally, most especially, you may find that price will come and react from here. This is much better here. That's why my stop loss is kind of far in 20 pips. In 20 pips. So here it is the first entry, and this is the another entry here. These are the two entries that I'm looking at price maybe to react from. We make a 6R off there, and it will be a huge move of those two areas like that. That's what I'm anticipating. But for us, we just do an analysis, then we leave the market, it does what it wants. So another pair, as you can see, this GBPJPY, as I talked last time, that price was to activate off this area and the pump. You can see how it has pumped over 200 pips up. In just one trade, it has made 16 RR, as you can see that. 16 with a slight trade, you see, with a 17 pips stop loss, and it went into a 16 hours 200 almost 300 pips, like that. But our tip literally was here. Our tip was literally here. So we were looking at taking an 8R in that zone there, like that. My screen is kind of slow. Don't know why. Anyways, let me put an alarm. When price come there, we shall see. We'll put there an alarm. BTC really pumped and went up. Emma, do you remember one time I talked of price coming down this side, then it goes up? Oh,
Yeah, I do.
yeah. So that is that's the move. It has moved over over 20 RR. It moved the 25 RR. That's almost something good. It's almost 1,000 pips, kind of 100 and something pips. Anyways, that aside, let me go on to something else. How many are we on the line?
We are four.
Yeah, for the
You
line.
and us, the three.
Okay. Amos is there. Okay. Okay. Let's proceed. So we looked. Today I'm going to share the PDF, but though I'm going to share the PDF, but the PDF itself has trend lines. As I told you last time, that also we trend lines are also considered in Malaysian support and resistance. But my way of trading, I don't use trend lines. That's why I don't emphasize you to use them also, because they will make your charts look insane and weird. Though they are good, also they can be used. But the way I found out myself that really don't need those trend lines to do trading. So we shall proceed up. We have looked at currently, since we began, we looked at we looked at we looked at types of MSnR. I told you the introduction. I told you the fresh and fresh. I told you the storyline. Those who haven't understood the storyline, please you DM me. I don't want questions right now, but you DM me because I really explained thoroughly in the previous two sessions. We looked at the storyline. Um, the story we looked at the storyline, the rejection, the breakout. We looked at that. We After that, after you finding the storyline, now you have confirmed your storyline or your bias or your trend. What do you put into consideration? You get. So this is where we are going to start up, um, reading up, and uh, this card changes. This is where we are going to do what? To start reading the markets, everything that you have been going through. Then you look out for trades to do what? To enter the market. So literally, uh, okay. Now what you have to put into mind, that in most cases, whenever a storyline starts, for example, it breaks out and everything. So this is your what? Your time frame of rejection. So then those time frames, I told you where you start from. So in most cases, when you're looking at a breakout, when you look at the breakout, you find out that price, in most cases, when on the time frame it is going to break out, it in most cases does something called head and it does this pattern. Called head and shoulder. uh, this pattern called head and shoulder. This is a reversal pattern called head and shoulder. So this is the shoulder, and this is the head. You get? Hmm? Of course, this is the breakout. After confirming, this is what it does. It leaves this pattern called head and shoulder. Literally, these are just some simple stuff. So I'm showing you what it leaves always when you're trading. What it leaves head and shoulder. Even on one time frame below, let me say this was the daily. On 4 hour, it will leave this. It will leave a head and shoulder. You get? Hmm? Well, let me say you are dealing with weekly. and weekly rejects. Daily will do a head and shoulder, a reversal pattern, both bullish or bearish. So for example, this is a bearish head and shoulder, and this is a bullish head and shoulder. So this is just a pattern that it creates almost every time, but you I just wanted to bring that for you to just understand it, but it's not what literal I'm looking onto today. No, I just brought it for you to understand. Let me remove these drawings. So after doing a confirmation price, these levels that we looked at in the previous sessions, they are all presented in one zone. For example, this is your area where price rejected. This is your area where price rejected on the time frame where price rejected, and we had a break out of that zone on that one time frame below. So somebody will be like, okay, they have confirmed here. So this confirmation here, it is also a zone. Which zone is this? If you do remember, let me put on 1 hour. Which zone is that? Guys, let's discuss. Are you all on?
Yes.
Anyways, you'll tell you umuja chingambe. It is simple. Kibyangu, but some people will be like, oh, what ulaze wakati? Well, it is simple. So, and on every break, remember what we discussed. So let me remove this area of rejection, but as long as you have understood what I was talking about. So here you're looking for entries to do what? To sell price. You're looking maybe for entries to do what? To sell price. So in most cases, when price confirms, it leaves the what? The areas where to sell from, and those areas are the support and resistance areas. You get. So when you're dealing with selling, you look at resistance areas to sell. So the one area, it is this area here, the A level. That's one area. And you may find out that in this candle where it was trading, there was a gap inside this candle, inside the candle that led to the what? To the breakout. There was a gap. There was a gap. So let me say the gap was there. The gap was there. Here, this we have what we call HUM. Those who remember what I talked about, HUM, here, it mean this is a QM, and this, it is also a zone SBR. Good. Remember, this was support. This was support, a QM. This QM here, it was support. Then when it was broken on the time of breaking, or on the time of breaking, to change the storyline, to confirm a storyline, it became a QM. A QM is sometimes means what? Either support has become resistance or resistance has become support. This is an A level. You get. It was broken. Once it became support, then later it became resistance again. This typically, that's why I don't really use it, but it is there. So these are the areas where price. So these are the areas you can see that it is the same thing like I explained that in what in when you are learning about uh, the support and resistance areas. So one, the area of entry here, as I explain, as I have written here, this is called A level. Please, if you have a book, you can write. This is an A level. This is an A level. That's one zone. Let me say a gap. Gap. This is a gap area, resistance gap. So this is a QM. I will tell you why I really don't use a QM, or else why I don't use a gap, a QM, and this. But they are all so good at it. So let me say this is um, SBR. That is an SBR. So literally, these are the areas where we expect price to come. Tap, we sell. Let me put this in. Let me put this in red first. I will explain to you why it is red. No, let me draw this black. We expect price to come there and we sell. One. Then we expect price to come there. Tap in that zone. Then we drop. Let me put it in red. That. We expect our price to come in the QM, then we sell. Or these areas, we also do what? We sell. So we are going to look at these areas. So one, this is your what? Okay. This is your breakout. This is your confirmation. I'm on one time frame below. We are reading the one time frame below. We are reading the one time frame below. So one, we are looking at this. That's one area. So we expect price to come there and we sell. So this area, we look for confirmation. We enter this area with confirmation. We enter this area with the confirmation, and the confirmation literally is on 5 minutes or 1 minute of this area after confirmations. We have also another area. This. I'm not telling you to go and start trading right now, no. We have also another area, this area. We have this. We enter also this area with a confirmation at a QM. I'll show you how confirmation look like. They are so simple. This area with a confirmation, the QM. We also have this area. We enter this area of the gap. Let me say the gap is somewhere here with a confirmation of 5 minutes and 1 minute. A confirmation there. Then we have also another thing is this one. After price has confirmed, this one. What do we do here? We just put our sell or buy limit of this area, then we go to sleep. That's why I prefer much this one. You just put your limit and go to sleep. But for these ones, you have to be waiting for the price. This one, the apex, you just put your limit and go to sleep. Okay. While these ones, you have to be awake. When price stops there, you wait for a confirmation, then you enter a trade. Then all these ones, as I have explained. Okay, you wait for a confirmation, then you do what? You enter. Hopefully we are clear on that, right? Have you understood this? I'm still
Yes.
continuing. I haven't said you go trade. Okay. So let me remove that. Reset. Where can I start? Literally, the QM and stuff, Sija Balimba, the QM and the SBR and the gaps, I have, for the time being, I have been trading, haven't been using them because they don't have what I want. That's why I haven't been using them. I have been using the apex only. So let me give an example. You see this? This was since this was a daily. I'll show you that how I do analysis. By currently I'm teaching. So let me say this was a daily time frame, as you can see. Uh, but here it never did what? It never broke. So let me use. There was this area here. Let me just use this nearest area. So there was this area where price rejected. So this is the candle that did the what? The rejection. The 4 hour, the 4 hour was far, of course. So I couldn't use this. But if you look, this was a kind of an advanced. Ndikufila kugundi. When pair, it is so advanced. I can't do that. Let me go to BBPUSD. I will teach you the setup of that area, how I got the entry of that. So let's look at. Let's first look at GBP Why am I buying GBP As you can see, this is a weekly chart. You see, price broke here, and first of all, it told us, because here there is no way somebody would be looking at maybe buying price. But first of all, we had a zone here where price first came and did what? Rejected. But somebody couldn't just enter there, right? Couldn't just enter there. What I waited here is price to. Let me remove all these. Let me go on another pair, because that one has our setup. First of all, when the week closed, because here it had done a rejection here of this area, but I wasn't looking at selling. I wasn't looking at buying price currently, because where if it had to reject here, where is the break? Where is the break? The break is here, right? The break is here. To break was here. So literally it did what? It broke. It broke this area. It broke this area, confirming that we are what? The weekly has started buying. But if when I went back on the week after the week has closed, it had created another area or another area on a weekly. So I was waiting for this candle to reject and break out. So you can see it rejected. It rejected and broke out. So you can see it price came and rejected here, and it broke out. It broke out. It broke out here. This was the what? The break. So I was looking at. So if I put on a line chart, you can see it had created. It had created head and shoulder. This was the head. So the shoulder is here, but it is literally not visible well. So I won't use it. That's why I really don't emphasize us on using the QM and the gap and stuff. So since I showed you how to do that, with time I'll show you more about that. Currently, let's look at the what I use. I won't go so much in what I use to prove something. I have to tell you what I literally do. What use? Me personally, when I'm trading, I use the what? I use the apexes. That's what I use. So literally, if you can see, and the apexes that I use the fresh apexes. As you can see here, after price confirming, we had no fresh apex. So the apex would be here, but the zone that was left, it was this gap area that was left, the gap area. So after price coming into this gap, there was no confirmation. So for me, what I did is I went on low time frame to find the nearest gap that was there. So you can see, but it is still risky. What I'm doing, it is called MTF. I'm going to teach what MTF is. So if we look, we had a fresh V, we had another little fresh gap of 30 minutes there. So literally this was the first entry where price came and tapped and started going up. Then later it came and took us out. Though I checked up to the last minute, of which it is 5 minutes, to find the last area of interest where I may buy price. So since brokers differ, brokers really differ. So this is FXCM. Me, I use forex.com because it has our setup, but you will see that at the point of rejection here, this candle was below here. You get I understanding that. Yes, the reason why I use forex.com, it gives clearer stuff than any other broker, any other forex broker. This is FX. If you can look here, this is FXCM. So the last entry was there, where I could just put my limit and I set my stop loss and wait for price either to hit my stop loss or to go in TP. There, 15 pips, I chill out. I keep quiet. I'm waiting for price to come off this confirmation that it did up there on a daily, up somewhere there. Have you understood what I just said, or why I repeat some? I give you some more examples, because they are literally more entry types that I'm going to teach today. Okay. So sorry. Okay. So let's look at entries after price has confirmed everything. One, let's look at what we call MTF. Let's look at what we call MTF. Now, MTF, you have to first ask your question, which time frame am I on to? Which time frame am I on to? We are looking at MTF. MTF. This is called the multi-time frame game. Multi-time frame game. How do you play around time frames? How do you play around time frames? You get. So, one, you have to first look for a storyline. So, which time frame do you look on a storyline? It's either monthly, weekly, or daily. But monthly is not consistent for direction, but you have to look there and see what the monthly is doing. Okay, those who are trading monthly, they are position traders. So if you trade monthly, you have to wait for a long, but of course when you have been in the market, you know when to trade these low time frames. So the main direction time frame that me personally I use, after looking at what the monthly is doing, of course I have to look at weekly. So the main direction that I use, it is monthly, is the weekly, but I have to know what the monthly is doing. So on weekly, you're looking for the direction. So after that, the daily does what? The monthly rejects. So let me say this was your rejection. The weekly has rejected. So we have had R, the WRW, weekly rejects weekly. you confirm it with the daily breakout. You confirm it with the daily breakout to confirm a trend that it is bearish. So after that, how do you do? This is weekly and the daily has broken out. Where do you play from? You look at the time frame that led to the breakout to look for possible entry areas. So those areas, you start marking them. You'll be like, it is either here, here, or here. But literally, me personally, I take low risk setups. That's why I mark at the what? At the apex. I set my limits. I put my 30 or 20 pips stop loss above there. Then I wait for the market to react off that area. Then I sell when I'm doing other duties. But when you're entering from here or here, you have to wait for confirmations. But here it is much better. You get, this one is much better. The one I have been using for now, for now, that I have been using for a while, that is tapping in, then it just drops. Taps in, then it just drops. You get. But remember, because of brokers, sometimes they may take you out, then you feel like maybe you did wrong, then later price just goes your way. You get. But this is the rightful thing that I always use. Set limits, set my stop loss after getting an entry. It is either stop loss or TP. That's how I do it. So then this is where the MTF stuff comes in from. So whenever after a breakout, let me say, when price has broken out, let me say it has broken out like this. On it, when you look, when you have placed, let me say it, you had a breakout of this area, but there was a sharp move here like this. There was a sharp candle move in this area here. There was a sharp candle move in this area. So when 4 hour has, let me say the day has broken out, but in this area here, this is your area where you want to sell price from. After the breakout, this is where you want to sell price from. But you find out that this candle wick is very long like this on daily time frame. There you start going to H4. You look for those fresh levels. You may find that on 4 hour, you may find it here. You may find it here like that. Then you move your line up. You start buying there. But still you find your what? You find you see the week is still longer. So you just do it, you go on another time frame. But remember, the more you refine, you may miss what? You may miss a trade. You keep on going on the low time frames like that till, let me say, when you reach, let me say, on 1 hour, you calculate how many pips am I losing. Oh, there are 20 pips. Let me just stop there. Then price will come activate me. I go in drawdown of something like 20 pips. Then it drops. But for those who are looking for sniper and flipping entries, you have at least to go up to something like 5, or even up to the last minute of 1 minute, or even 5 minutes. When you find something like 10 pips, then you be there. Let me say somewhere like there. Then when price comes there, because we do risk. So when price comes back in this area here like this, you just start entering your positions. You just stack your positions and you wait for price to move your way. That's how I have been trading. And somebody will be like, you guys, how have you been trading that? So for example, let me look at this. Let me go on GBP It is the clearest example that is around. So we can see that yes, we can see that literally the trend, uh, we can see that literally the trend is what? Is still bullish on monthly. It is really bullish. As you can see, it is bullish, right? On monthly time frame, me literally I just go and look at the move that is on. This move that is on, it is really creating this what this gaps. So it is literally still what? Literally still bullish. But when it came, I look at the nearest price action. When it came, this was the area that was fresh. So price rejected. Did it break out on a weekly? It didn't. No, it did not. Did it break out on? This was a second time frame breakout, of which I will teach you later. So really price is still what? Is still bullish. So literally we have to look at, because I say that I look at that the weekly as my main trend, my main time frame to look for a trend, but it doesn't refuse me from looking at what the monthly is doing. You get? So as we can see, let me remove these drawings. Weekly rejected weekly, daily broke out, daily broke out, daily broke out. So literally we are looking at buying the what? The weekly, not selling it. So you can see how the weekly the weekly did what? We had the weekly break, but it never came to our area of interest. So since the weekly is bullish, we look at daily time frame to also be buying. So the daily areas to buy price, we have price when it went up, it had this gap that it left. So everything that you have to do is entering price with a confirmation. So somebody would be waiting for price to come in these areas that you buy. You will wait for so long when price isn't coming back. So we use the nearest, the current price, what? Price action. I'm showing you, I'm not saying that you go and do analysis, you enter trades. I'm showing you the rejection and breakout and the re-entry of MTF. That's the first type I'm showing you. You can see daily rejected daily, 4 hour broke out. So instead of you entering from here, this entry is too big. You can see the stop loss. Can you handle the stop loss of 130 pips? No, you don't have that money. So you start doing what we call MTF. You go on 1 hour, you find the nearest zone to put your buy limit. You see, it left a gap area here, but still, we still have a longer week. We go on 30 minutes. On 30 minutes, it is not there. There is nothing. You still continue. You go on 15 minutes. On 15 minutes, you are not seeing any fresh gap. I mean any fresh V level. But also this area there, okay, you can enter from there, but can you handle the stop loss if you want to flip an account? You can't. So you continue. For those who do trade small accounts, you continue going to the low time frame. On 5 minutes, do you have any? No. I don't have any. I don't have any. On 3 minutes, you go on 3 minutes. Do you have any on 3 minutes? The V level? Do you have any V level? Any V level? Yes, I do have. You mark that level. Then you just try and check out on 1 minute and see if you still have any that is still there. You go down and see. So that when you see, as you can see this, the 3 minute is in line with 1 minute. So you'll be like, let me just go. You see how much am I losing if price goes below there. This is something like 40 pips. 40 pips, it is okay. In most cases, if you do this MTF, price literally gives you a sniper, then it just goes up. That's what I know. And if it hits you out, then it has hit you out. As you can see, price first came, we got a sniper reaction. We first got a sniper reaction of this area. Where was our TP? Our TP, of course, since we are dealing with a daily time frame, our TP was on a daily zone. So this was the activation. So the TP was here on a daily. But since the weekly is bullish and the daily has confirmed the bullishness, you just hold that price because it will go millions and lots of pips. As you can see, price came. It first came there, then first reaction. Your stop loss below there, or even below there, then your TP there. But here, sometimes me I enter with a confirmation after a rejection. Let me go on 1 minute. I show you something of the confirmation I'm talking about. You see, after this first tap, price left a V level. So literally this was the entry, and at this entry you can set your 20 pips stop loss. As you can see that, you just enter at the second, but there you reduce the risk after confirming also that area. Then you put somewhere like that below there, like 20 pips. Then you just hold that trade. You just hold. Why are you holding? You're going at the weekly level. Where is the nearest weekly level? As you can see here, we don't have this. It is not this one because it had already actually this was the level, because later it came and tapped into that weekly level here. Let me go on 1 hour. I show you. As you can see, of course, it was finishing up all these highs that were here. Those were the 200 pips I talked about, those. But since it is still bullish, you may find that price mate, if it doesn't, for you wait for a confirmation of, so you can see weekly rejected here. For you to move out of a trade, it has to reject, then it breaks out. But where is the breakout? The breakout was nowhere to be seen. So you had to just do what? Hold your trade, and it goes up. It still goes up. So you may find this trade that is trading, since monthly and weekly they are all bullish, you may find that this trade all these trades are coming in this area where it first confirmed a sell-off here. You first look at this area here. This area here where it confirmed. As you can see, it opened, came and rejected, and broke out. So this area had not done what? Had not been, never activated price there. So you may find that price is buying up to that area. So you just hold a trade like that. That's the first thing of doing MTF entry type. And also on GBP USD, as you can see here, price, what did the price do? Price rejected here, broke out. Where is the rejection? Let me first mark this line. This was the candle that rejected. You can see this is the candle that rejected. Then it broke out here. But in this area, there are two types of breaks that are here. That's why I took this. So one, there is this level that I talked about, this area here. The entry here, it is, by the way, it is an area. This one that anyway I'm doing. So you can see this is the first area. You have to enter with the confirmation, and here. Now this trend is buy. The entries here that I did, they were what? They were the confirmation entries. But if I'm doing MTF, rejected, broke out, then I have to go on 15 minutes. You see 15 minutes, it is there. Let me just jump to 3 minutes. Then my last entry could be at this point here. Why? Because I'm losing something small, which is 9 pips. So I wait from that area. You get? Are you understanding the MTF entry game? Yes. So for your are you guys understanding?
Yeah.
So you just wait. It is just a matter of being patient. You just wait for price to come, tap you in, then you do what? You start buying. So you buy from there, then you go up. Then there is that one. Those who know engulfings, let me teach also another entry type. It's called an engulfing entry setup. Okay. Engulfing entry setup. How does it look like? Let me remove these drawings. So, engulfing entry setup, it consists of 2 breaks, but on those 2 breaks, you have to mark the breaks with wicks. Mukategede. Let me say, price came and rejected at, let me say, at that level. Let me say we are dealing with, let me look at buying price maybe. It came and rejected at that level. Then you went on 1 time frame below, then you found something like this. A structure like this. Then rejected, then it moved up. So these ones you mark the engulfing entry setup. You mark the wicks. Price has to close the body above the wicks. You mark that on the time frame that it breaks out. Okay, typically this entry setup is for intradays, those who are trading daily time frames, those who are trading for daily as their main area, after knowing what the weekly, the monthly, and knowing the higher time frame what they are doing. So these are the time frame. These are entry type for those who are trading the daily time frame. So this you wait for. This is called 2 breaks, pull back, enter with the confirmation, then buy. So let me go on GBP, the entry that is happening on GBP right now, USD. This buy that is coming in, because I said it is going to buy. Okay. So as you can see, it here, it rejected price. We had a two breaks. How? It broke up above this high here, and we had a break of this high here. Two breaks. So you look at the engulfing that led to the breakout of the last area here. This higher zone. It is what you look at, the last engulfing that led to the break of this high. So which is that? It is this engulfing. But on this engulfing, you don't just, not every engulfing that you see that you have to take it. So for example, you come and read the price at this engulfing candle here. You come and read the price at this engulfing candle here. Like, let me mark it very well. Are you guys understanding? Yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You look at price when you're entering with this type of entry. You read price of from starting from this black candle going this side. You read these two candles, you get. So you look at if this black candle has not taken out, if this black candle has not taken out this candle before it, this candle, if it has not taken out its high, you don't use it. If it hasn't taken its high like this, you don't use it. You get. But you there is what you use again. Instead of this, there is what you use again. So, but if it has taken out, as you can see there, you do what? You use it like this. You use it. Then you mark your engulfing area. Then you have to know that this one, it is the first area of entry with the confirmation, so that you don't miss out. This, you start marking your fresh levels. That's another area, and this is another area, and this is your stop loss area. So this entry, it is this entry that I used on gold last time when I was telling that I won't teach you right now this kind of entry. So after that, after you marking your area like that, after confirming everything, you go on 5 minutes to confirm the first candle that tapped into. So in most cases, you may find this candle after price rejecting like this. You go on 1 minute to find for your V level to enter price from. Let me go on 3 minutes. It is either 5 minutes, after 5 minutes closing, as you can see, this 5 minutes has closed. This was the closure of 5 minutes. So let's go on 3 minutes, we see. So as you can see, 3 minutes, when you're looking for 3 minute entry, it is either 1 minute or 3 minutes where you enter from. So 5 minutes came and rejected here, as you can see. Then it created a V level. This V level, it's where you enter from. These areas, it is where you mark your fresh levels you enter from. So you can enter from this RBS or that area. So these are the areas of flipping account. You'll be like, okay, I'm marking that area. Let me enter from there. Then you calculate, you see how many stop loss are there. You'll be like, okay, I'm risking 20 pips of that but after of that confirmation, you can either set your 20 pips over there like that. Then you go, because it is a daily area of interest that you're looking at. You first go on a daily. You mark your area of take profit. This is your area of take profit, because it is another daily area, because you price goes from one daily level to another daily level. So 20 people stop loss with a sniper entry, you're targeting 80 pips. So these 80 pips are for intradays, those who are trading on a daily basis. So price is not going to come back this area, the first entries that I shared in the group. It has to stop there because it entered using an engulfing entry setup, of which I have told you about. So me literally, those who with small accounts, after confirming, even you can put your stop loss as 7 pips. Price won't go below that after confirming of that area. Then you just enter. Somebody will be like, when price confirms like this, it will just give you a spike up. You just make money very fast like that, as you can see that. Point noted?
Yeah.
So even it might even go up, then later it comes back stuff, or even activate orders here. But literally me, I take 20 people stop loss, then I be there like that. Because remember, there are some orders that are still here. There are some orders that are still here. But literally, price is going to do what? Will just pump, go up because it is running to activate the orders that are here. So the initial take profit and where you're looking at selling, it is at 100 pips. They are like that. Have you understood the engulfing entry setup?
Yeah.
Good. So another
Yes.
example. Good. Another entry of an engulfing. Do you remember this setup that I shared? Wow. On do you remember this entry that I shared that gold is going to buy from here? Do you
Yes.
Has it started buying?
Yes, actually, it is pumping.
Has it?
Yes.
So those who followed, it is already in 170 pips already. So literally, I'm looking at selling price of this area, as I shared last time. So the stop loss is at somewhere, even 30 pips are enough, somewhere like that. So, but this is a risk entry, so you shouldn't. This is really risky. But since it is a 4-hour area of interest, you can see, since it is a 4-hour area of interest, price are rejected on 4 hours. So you don't enter, you wait for confirmation. Rejection, 4-hour reject, 4-hour. You are waiting for a breakout. At least a breakout should be here like this. At least you have to wait for a breakout for you to re-enter this price. So this is a risk entry. So you have to wait at least price to break there and at that high. Then any engulfing that it will create here, it is what we shall consider for us to do what? To buy again. We go what? We go up. Am I clear there? And if it doesn't do
Yes.
and if it doesn't do that, you don't enter any price. Okay? If it doesn't do that, you shouldn't enter any price. You just leave it to do its own stuff. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Hopefully you're writing those entry kind of. So I have told you about 2 entry types. So let's look at another entry type. Why I said we should buy from this area. So another entry type. When price, let me remove this. When price taps, let me say, when these are the time frames when you're trading this entry type. When price taps in your daily zone, weekly zone, or monthly zone. For example, if it taps your monthly zone, what you have to remember that what is started on a higher time frame, also on a low time frame, it is started like that. So let me say this is your weekly or monthly. So when price taps into your monthly zone, you don't just enter because the breakout will be for this one. You enter it, you're waiting for a breakout to happen when you are already inside. You are already inside, going with the market to do what? To do a breakout. So this is a risk entry setup. So after price rejecting your area of interest, okay? After price rejecting your area of interest, this is really risky. This entry that I gave here, it is so risky. So but this is kind of a reversal area of interest, a reversal setup, or even it is kind of a reversal setup, or even a risk setup for you to enter. You'll be like, let me just risk for me to make out of it. But it depends on you what you'll use for you to start trading, or which will be good for you. But me as a mentor, I have to give you everything. So for example, price comes and taps into your weekly area, you wait, or monthly, you wait for the weekly to form another zone. For example, it may create another A level. Then this A level is where you will enter. But since it is a monthly, it's a weekly, it might be what? Too much. So you enter from that, you set there. So it is a risk area of interest, as you can see. Let me go on a daily, you see something. You see this? You see this? Let me go on a weekly. On a weekly it is not there, but on a daily it is there. As you can see this. One, price came and did what? Rejected here. You can see this. Price came and rejected there. Then me, I was waiting for 4 hours to close with this V level for me to let me remove this. Let me remove this. As you can see, I was waiting for price to make a V level for me to come and I start doing my storyline of this area. Like that. Then this is where I said gold is going to come, tap into that zone. Then it goes where it buys. So this is risk. As you can see, it is almost in 50 pips. It is risk, as I shared. It is risky. So I said it is going to buy like that, going up 300 pips. So as a trader, you shouldn't enter from there. I'm giving you what I use. So literally, I give something like it will buy from there. Then later, I find for confirmation. So what is here? Daily rejected, but for you to go with the daily to confirm the bullish storyline of here, if daily, for example, you may be waiting for daily to break out, then it doesn't come back yet, you're already inside, or else the orders that it formed in this area, they are violated. But already when you are already what? When you're already inside here on gold, when you're already inside. So rejection, data has rejected, but it is going to confirm whether we should buy on a 4 hour. So you can see it created another 4 hour area of interest. After confirming this, you wait for 4 hour to create, then 4 hour rejects, you say 4 hour rejected, 4 hour, you wait for daily, for the, after price coming there, you wait for it to do what? To reject. To reject, then it breaks out either here, it comes back, it buys. But here it is more confirmative. In this scenario, you use two breaks out, like these ones that like I told you. So you wait for a breakout here. After price breaking there and the candle closes above this area, you wait for price to come onto your engulfing to buy. So for example, if price this candle breaks out here, in this zone here, as you can see, if price breaks out in this zone, and you come and read this engulfing, as you can see, this engulfing, it hasn't taken out these candles high. What do you use? You use the candle that led to the breakout, this candle. Then you start marking your fresh levels. I'm going to show you on gold. No, I shouldn't use this because this you will get confused. Let me use what I used somewhere. Where did I use this kind of entry? This entry here. Okay, let me go on a daily. Let me remove the drawing. Move the drawings. Was it on daily? It was on 4 hour, by the way. So I was driving the 4 hour because the daily was bullish. As you can see this, as you can this where did it start? The drop started from where? Anyway, okay, let's look at this. As you can see, the setup was somewhere here. As you can see, price rejected here, not here only, but even it rejected there, and there. So let's take this daily, 4-hour rejected, 4-hour. Then as you can see it, what did it do? Let me first mark the candle that rejected. This is the candle that did the rejection. As you can see, price came and did a rejection here. As you can see this, you read this price. What did it do? It broke out. Here. And it broke out at this level. It made also this level to do what? To break out here, as you can see. But is it really the one? Yes, it is. It broke out also here. So you mark the engulfing that led out to the breakout of this last area of this last zone here, as you can see. So as you see this, so let's remove these lines because you have understood how they are, because this is where I shared this setup. As you can see, this black candle never took out this candle's high. So instead of marking this engulfing, what do? I marked this candle, the whole of this candle, it will work as our what? Our engulfing. So at that moment, what do? You mark your fresh levels. So let's go on 5 minutes and we see. What did the 5 minute do? 5 minute did what? Came and rejected. As you can see, it gave a confirmation reject. And it formed a V level. But this V level has a bigger wick. Then you start doing, as I said, MTF. You look for the lowest area where price is. So as you can see, this is the lowest area of that wick on 5 minutes. So you buy price from there. This is the V level is here, not here. As I read the slippage stuff, if I put on a line chart, you can see this is the V level here. Where price closed, it is where it is formed. So let me go on 5 minutes. You see something? Is it the candle that did a confirmation reject? Is it? Yes?
Yeah.
Then your stop loss, you be like, I'm marking on gold 30 pips stop loss. Then that is your entry. Where are your 20 pips or 30 pips? It is cool. They are like that. Then you go back on 4 hour. Because 4 hour had rejected 4 hours. So where is your first T? Where is your take profit? Where is your take profit? Your take profit will be on a 4 hour area. So where is the entry? The take profit. This is an intraday setup, as I said. So you go on 15 minutes, you be like, I'm buying from there, I'm exiting off 200 pips there. Like that. Hopefully you are understanding, guys.
Yeah.
Like that. You move out of the trade. This is an intraday setup. Like that. You move out. Where is another setup that happened like this on removed drawings? GBP USD. This is GBP JPY. Let me reset. GBP USD. You can see how it is moving. This. Mukala bengeri je katambula. Anyway, eno GBP USD
Yeah, yeah,
mugiraba mulaba 5 minute ka rejectinze, then entry ebadde ku 3 minutes. Olaba nti kati omuntu ayinza olaba nti oli eno naye nga 3 minutes olaba gy'oyingiridde waneeno ku kano kakando. This is what we call the real price action. So literally your stop loss ebiseera ebisinga eyinza obeera awo. How many pips? Mu 2 pips stop loss. Omuntu n'agamba gw'okikola otya 2 pips like that, then the price is moving. And this setup I shared it on over when, as you can see price how it is moving. Muyinza olowooza nti nimba I don't have befores, but these are the befores even I shared with my team, as you can see it here like that. The entry, you just enter. How many times have you entered? You have taken 2 trades a week. You are out. You're patient. You took a trade on Monday. Actually, this is not a trade on Monday. You last took a trade on Friday. You came back on Tuesday. You took a trade like this. You kept quiet. You see? Well, people are still fighting. We are looking for entries. For example, let me say you're an ICT guy. You're looking for entries here. Okay, you trade AMD. Where are the entries? How will you find that price opens, sweeps the low? That's a shift. Then it comes into you. Then you enter. Like learning those things, it is really really kind of hard. But those who do it, I don't sibanenya bambi. Just I see yomba daye just nti ngamba amazima mutegere ekigenda mu. So this is kind of live trade setup where I expected price to buy from, right? Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
This is a live trade setup where my anticipations, and you're seeing it happening. It's not like I'm teaching you and you go somewhere and you say that it's not working out. So it has swept all the buyers. And also, as you can see, gold it is also doing what? Doing some rallies off that area that I said. So literally somebody who is looking at buying gold, one, you have to wait for price to break out at this high. Then to confirm the trend is now what? Is now bullish. Then you start buying and following what I said. Okay? Then another setup for pairs, like let me go on WTI, on oil, because I have a setup there. I show you the setup, how I got the setup on oil, though I missed it. But oil is so tricky. Oil is literally bullish. Oil is literally bullish. Oil is literally bullish. So as you can see here, price, this is the closing price. You don't count the opening price. What did the price do? Price gave in a rejection. I went to 4 hour to look for that fresh area. So as you can see, this was the fresh area, right? This is the fresh area that price did. So what did the price do? Price did a rejection. This was a rejection, though they are showing that it is what? It is the full candle, but it is a rejection. Why? It had to open from here, trade up, then it slopes down to close here. That means this is a wick. It is not a candle body. But because of slippage, those who are bright enough can understand that. Okay? So it did a rejection. Then what did it do? It broke out. Where is the breakout? It is here. Then where is the freshest level where we could enter price? As you can see, this is the freshest level that is here. Why? Here. Let me go in 30 minutes. You see something. This here, it was the freshest level. Open, close, what? Open, let me go that 1 hour. The entry was based on 1 hour by now. Set price. Do you know why I used this? Anyway, I'm going to show, anyway, I have remembered, I have a lot of stuff. Do you know why I used that? If you look at this area where price rejected, since price has failed, so I went on 4 hour to look at the area of rejection. Remember, this was the daily area. This was the daily area of rejection. This was the daily area of rejection. So I was looking at price rejected here. So if price has to come, it was going to react. If I had failed to see a zone on these areas, as you can see, there was no any fresh zone on 30 minutes and stuff. There is no any fresh zone. So the zone that would react on price, it is either the zone that did a rejection of the weekly, or is it the daily? Yes, of the daily zone. It's where price may react from, or the 4 hour. But 4 hour was more of not risky, so I used the 4 hour, which was not what? Which was not risky. But later price came and got a reaction of a daily area. So these were the two areas. With time you will understand because they are simple. So you go back on your daily area for TP. Where is the daily area? This is the daily area because this is the daily, the nearest daily area for TP is this one. Is it? Has it? Did it hit TP? Did it hit TP? Yes.
Yeah.
But of course, oil here but olina sentence okoze. But you just do analysis and leave it. Oil is better in swing trading because waneno but olina sentence okoze. I sorry. Here but olina sentence okoze. This is almost like 7 pips. So obato ina na sentence okoze. Imagine that. So it is better on. This is something like 70 pips. Obato ina sentence okoze sija kulimba. So let me go on a weekly. I show you. Let me remove all these, just remove drawings. As you can see, price broke above this area. This area, as you can see, literally this pair is buying, as you can see. So here we had a break. So anyway, this is another concept of break and stuff. So as you can see, this price, this is the nearest zone where the daily mate start buying again, this here. But you trading this, how did I come up with a trade like this? I looked at if the daily has to come in this area to align with the weekly. I looked at this area here. I looked at this area here. As you can see, this was daily reject daily after breakout. What did we have? We had let me first mark the stuff of daily rejected daily here. Did we break out? Yes, we broke out. We broke out here. We broke out here. As you can see, this was the last level that was created. So for us to buy, we have to MTF here. Let me go now 15 minutes. The reason why I want to buy off these areas below here to get a sniper trade. One, the first area would be that, but it is so far. So another area is here. So remember, this is a swing setup. So you have to wait for it to prevail and come to your entry to go there, because it is a V level. As you can see, it is a V level. As you can see, how I said, price rejected. For me to move into this, though they first left me, then of course it went and broke out. Then price of course has to come and do what? Activate me here. It has to activate me in this area. So this is my area, last area of resort for price to come and tap me in here. So currently price is kind of selling, but if in case, since weekly is bullish, if since price has if price closes above this area, we shall look for possible areas to buy off here. But this one is risky because we have already another confirmation down here. So this is risky. But as traders, we take trades after price having confirmed. We just do it. We take it. Okay? Don't fear to take a trade. We take it. It is either stop loss or take profit, because for us we are entering trades with a really, really low risk. That's why you have to give in a try and enter, and you see what the market will do for you. Let me see GU. As you can see, GU is really rallying as if unkatumia butumika rallying. Gold mate, since gold is really it is bearish, so anything dealing in buying, it is just you buying a retracement. So I'm done with the engulfing buy setup, the MTF stuff. So let's go on something else. Guys, are you writing down? Anyway, I'm recording. If you're okay with you'll go through the whole recording again. Let me see how many minutes have I recorded so far. It's okay. Anyway, it's cool. It's okay. Reset the reset. Anyways, gold will move. Gold has to buy today. That's what I'm affirmative of. So first of all, let me see. Let's wait for one, for us to be so much affirmative about the buys. It has to close here to be so much affirmative. But if it closes, this kind of closes here, we can take some trades. We can just try and take some trades of this area, So if you're using HFM has like low spreads, low spreads. So imagine taking that cut trade there, then you'll be like, I'm just going to enter my 0.2 and I'm risking 6 pips, because gold has a capability of that. And if it has confirmed there, and if it has to buy, it will surely buy from there minus taking you in a drawdown after, when price closes above this area, above that area. So you just risk your buys. Then you'll be like, if it closes above there, then I will enter my trade and go where am I, where was I heading? Did I just delete up my charts? Anyway, I said here somewhere like there. So those are something like 400 pips with a 6 pips stop loss and 69 RRI. Weird, right? It's kind of really weird. So for example, for those guys, for those people who thought I was kind of kidding, which trade did I get here? Where did I get a trade? was let me go on a daily. The day the whatever which was here, you can see it rejected the entry type that I got here. It rejected. Let me remove this. Rejected, as you can see, price rejected there, rejected there, broke out. The first entry came in like here, came in this zone. Then later they came and took us out. But if you're doing MTF, as you could see that it had noise out here. So when you're doing MTF in that zone, let me go on 1 hour. We had a zone down here, fresh zone down there, which could sweep out all those noise that were there, because it was doing what? It had a lot of consolidations. Remember, I say that I want to sell price here. Emma, if you could remember, I wanted to sell price off here. And as you can see how it did what? How price just really went, because the stop loss was somewhere like inside there, like 15 pips there. Then you can see how it went. That's 60 RR on gold. Like it went activated. I got some sales there. I was in Mavira the time I went for the burial, if you could remember. So then later they took me out. Then price literally came and sold up massively. Why? Because if you could remember, I said you can use all those types of entries on every time frame. As you can see, when in this high area in these areas, you could expect price to buy again from here. But what did it create? The next week it created this. It rejected. After rejecting, this is where it rejected from. As you can see, what did it do? It gave out first breakout. This was the first breakout. This is the first breakout. And the second, actually, let me put on the line chart. This was the first breakout and the second breakout that I talked about. Where did this sell come from? So those who were asking, as you can see this, do you see this candle, this black candle? What did it do? It took out this candle's low, hence using it. So this is a daily time frame. So you can see how it price came and tapped and started selling. So let me go do confirmations on 4 hour. So you can see 4 hour. What did the 4 hour do? 4 hour gave a confirmation that we are doing what? We are selling. Let me go on 1 hour also. So you can see that 1 hour gave a confirmation that we are selling and that we are selling. So here where was the entry? The entry was literally on this. That was where the entry was, the sell entry there. So these people, when I bought here, this was the entry or the area of exit. This was the area of exit. Why did I exit from there? Because the last setup that I sent, then I said it is going to go up. Kumbe, it was already in the area of selling. What did it do? 1 hour. Let me go on 4 hour by the way. Let me just go on 4 hour. Set chart. Literally, it had broken out here. Price had broken out in this area here. So it is where I was expecting 4 hour to come and tap. Then we go. But what did it do? It is it really this area? Yes. It so I was entering here with confirmations, because if I look at if I look at 1 hour also, so when you go ahead on 1 hour, you are going to start scalping. As you can see, 1 hour rejected, 1 hour. The scalpers, it broke out, one broke out here, then it broke out here again. Are you seeing things like the engulfing break? Literally, it happens mostly for intradays and also swingers. If you spot it, it will be so powerful. As you can see, it broke out. Where is the breakout? The first breakout was here, and another one was here on the higher one. So which engulfing that the first one was here. These were just noise. The first breakout was here. The second one was here. So the zone that led to the breakout of this one on the one time from below is this what? This engulfing that I told you about. This engulfing here, as you can see, is what we take. So this engulfing there like that. So you mark your fresh levels. This is your fresh level. So let's go on 5 minutes for confirmation. So as you can see, 5 minutes came and confirmed that this area, this zone here, it will be the area for buying price. So I went on 3 minutes to find for the fresh level. You can see it is not there. It is not there. But remember, if price comes back after doing this and comes and taps again at this level, you enter your buys. You enter again. Another thing is me, I entered or I looked at a fresh level to enter price. So on this one, I explained that on Saxo, it gave me here, but on FXM, the other brokers, the entry was somewhere here. It was a sniper. So that's how we bought. Remember, we were dealing with the daily time frame. So I had forgotten. Then I said that it will buy up and goes up. Remember, you have to remember the time frame that you started the trend with. You should always remember that. So as you can see here, after buying from the hourly time frame, as you can see, the entry was here, not again here. So somebody will be like, how did you enter? So let me say the entry was there. The stop loss was 20 pips. You enter, you go out with 150 pips. That's 7 RR. You move out. And remember this entry here, this is called a decision level. It is another type of entry. Let me explain also that decision level. So in most cases, another way of entering a trend. So remember, if price comes and rejects, remember every level I'm talking about is just price. It is what price creates. So this, it had this, it had this, it had that. Then this candle came and rejected with a sharp move. This candle, as you can see, it came and rejected off this area, came and rejected off that area. As you can see, this came and rejected off that area. Then it sold. It sold like that. So instead, this is already a confirmation entry area, that this area here, it is a decision level where price will come and tap in, then you enter your trades off here, as you have seen on gold here. So remember the engulfing was here, right? So when you're dealing with the higher time frame, let me say on weekly and monthly, instead of going on 1 minute for looking for confirmation, the confirmations for these higher time frames are always on 4 hour and 1 hour and 1 hour. So you can see that after after price tapping into your area, you went on 4 hour for confirmation. So where was the first area for confirming that the price was selling? This could be your area of entry 1, but this is too much. You can see, enter there, it is too much. It is really too much. You enter there, you look for why. What are you looking here? You are looking for a fresh level, then you MTF. You MTF. So you MTF here, you have a fresh level here, and you have another fresh level here. Then this is where you move, you start going to low time frame. Let me say on 5 minutes to confirm, because you are looking at hourly time frame. You go on 5 minutes, you wait for that rejection, and you enter. So where is the rejection? As you can see on 5 minutes, it came, gave a sharp move, rejection. Here is where patience requires. Gave a sharp rejection, but what did it do? It just went off our way. Just went off. But literally here it is much better, because if it rejects on 5 minutes here, you can also use 3 minutes for your entry off that after the close of that 5 minutes. After 5 minutes closing, what did it do? What did it leave? It left the same things as I told you. 1, it left the shoulders, the V level, and the A level. So these are your areas of flipping accounts. So price came and reacted off these areas, then you started doing what? You started selling price from there. From here. Where is your stop loss? Stop loss is 10 pips. Then because you're dealing with the weekly time frame after confirming with the daily time frame, you go on a weekly. This is a swing setup. You mark your area, your weekly area, the first weekly area of interest. So remember, it has tapped you in. Where is your first area of weekly? So because if it goes well, this would be the first area to take TP, and this is your last area to take TP. Then you'll be on 1 hour, you'll be playing that price that is coming off this area here. Let me go on 5 minutes. Then people you'll be there that gold is hard to trade. Yes, it is hard to trade because you're using a wrong concept to trade it. It is not hard. You can swing. You see that? Imagine you have used the 10 pips stop loss, but you're running this move. You're running this move. You want all this move to happen. How many RR? That's 8 RR. And if you don't get confirmations of this area, you just keep holding, because here there were lots of orders that were here and you want it to be swept out. And you're just entering one trade, you're holding for 157 RR. So tell me which ICT concept can give you that. I'm not sigivumirira bambi munsonyiwe. Sigivumira, but I'm telling you the realistic stuff. So tell me there. So all these trades that you, after you knowing that a weekly is bearish, of course you will be looking at selling. Everything that will be in your mind, weekly is selling. So you look at daily areas to sell price from. So when this move, it broke here, created a decision level. So all these areas are areas of re-entry. All these areas are areas of re-entry. So let me go on 4 hour. as you can see, this price might either come and lie that we are going to sell off here, and it sweeps out, it sells from there. The same way it happened here, the same way what happened here, as you can see this, weekly came and did what? Did a rejection of that area. We did a rejection of this area, then it took out this high, then it activated off that area. So you have also to know possible areas where these prices may kick us out. So let me go on daily. As you can see, the first reaction came on here. So it is sold, but it never broke out. So here literally, because it was already confirmed, so we are looking at price coming and maybe sweeping out this low here. So you hold your price, you enter your trade, you just hold and hold and hold and hold. So all these entries that are here, they are just scalp entries. You get my point? All the entries that you're seeing inside there, they are just scalp entries. So for you to buy price, at least to come and sell off this area or this area. But remember, the weekly is selling, so all these are scalps. You get? All these are scalps. So you can see, as I said, price came and tapped into the daily zone. As you can see, you play price from the 4 hour to do what? To be buying. But if you look closely, also even in the 4 hour, price has rejected here, and it did what? It has broken. It did break also here. You have to be always sharp. You look at possibilities. If it doesn't buy, okay, I'm buying. But if it doesn't buy, where will I sell from? You have to be flexible. Flexibility matters. So there, you can see it has confirmed that, and this here, this moves here. So literally, you may find that price is coming, selling from this, from where? From let me go into this candle here, because this one never took out anything. So literally, this candle here, this black candle. Let me look into this black candle. This black candle here. It is working as our hours area. So I mark the fresh levels. Have that. Have that. I have also this. So if price doesn't buy and it takes us out, because remember here you enter with confirmations. As you can see, the candle it never closed above, so you don't have to take any trade, because you have a risky trade here. That's why I don't take risk trades. So you have a risky trade here running, but you shouldn't be in it. So this was kind of 1 hour reject. So these were all just scalps. You get? They were all scalps. So you have always to make sure you move out of those scalps. That's why I don't entertain scalps and whatever. I go with the main trend. So literally, these will be areas for reselling price. Why? We are reselling price because we have to be friends to the trend. Weekly is selling, daily is selling, 4 hour is selling. Why would you buy? So all these we take opportunities. I'm not saying that I'm buying, I'm wrong. Yes, I'm right, because I'm taking opportunities. But literally, monthly is what? Monthly is buying. Let me remove all these drawings. Remove these drawings. So remember, the monthly is still buying, and it just did what? It just did a rejection here, somewhere here, but it has not yet started what? Buying. So we are all looking at price, playing price from the weekly time frame. So as you can see, as I said, monthly did a rejection. You wait for the weekly to close. This is a weekly candle. So price, you can see it has rejected. After rejection, if it confirms of course it has to stop here, but this is a monthly area where we are expecting more buys to come from. So it is just a matter of being flexible and learning this market and adding up things together. Gold is so simple to trade. It's just the context of you guys that are reading that are making things hard. Okay, so I think let me look at something else. Let me share something. So this is GBP JPY. GBP JPY is still rallying. So you just go to this is a setup GBP USD that Lil Q was looking at. She sent me. Let me go on another pair. Let me go on FXCM. As you can see, she had a rejection here. You can see this rejection. And see that rejection. Reject 4 hour. One time frame below break. As you can see this. So this trade was based on an engulfing. As you can see, it broke out here. The first area, it broke out here. If you spot out the 2 time frame break, you use the the 2 areas of break, you use the engulfing. So you can see it broke out at this low and it broke out at this low here. So this entry, instead of entering from the apex, I used the engulfing. Why did I use the engulfing? So you can see this black candle, the last engulfing that led to the break, it was this, right? It was this engulfing. By this engulfing, never took out this engulfing, this candle, this white candle never took out this low. Hence using, let me put on this magnet. Hence using this what? This black candle. Then marking my levels. You can see this fresh level, and I had the fresh level here. So you can see how price literally came, and first we got a reaction of this area. You can see this of that area, but because GBP USD it is not that much terrible, you can just enter without much confirmations. Then the we go on 4 hour, because we're dealing with 4 hour. Where is our take profit? Take profit was here. That was our take profit. 4 hour. You get, this was our 4 hour. As you can see, price literally came and gave us a 60 pips move. Intraday, you get, intraday sell. Very good sell off, as you can see that. But as me a trader, as your mentor, I'm looking at, because price sells from support, from resistance to support. So what was I looking at? I was looking at where was price coming from. One, let me remove these drawings. One, I was expecting, because I looked at the weekly first. I use mostly weekly time frame. I first looked at weekly time frame, and I saw that price had done a rejection of that area. And they had done what? Had broken out here, as you can see that. Please mute up. They had rejected there. So anything that deals with selling, price might come to activate the sales, the buys that are inside this area here, of which it is, as you can see, of which it is in this area here, that the buys that are in this area here. So that's why I was so affirmative with holding the sales that were here. One, as we can see, let me remove this drawing, remove drawings. One, as we can see, one, we had a rejection of a daily rejection. So me personally, I use weekly and daily for direction, but she was just doing what I told her to do analysis. So we can see daily rejected daily. What did we have? We had a 4-hour break. A 4-hour break here. As you can see, this was a break. So literally this was just an entry. So she was confirming what I was already selling. Weird, right? Yes, you have to numb your mental, guys. Yeah, when you have stayed in the market for a while, of course these things become so visible to you. As you practice, you shouldn't just sit on your fingers. You get time and practice. So my entry was literally here. As I said, my entry was somewhere here. Let me say here. In 1 minute it was kind of there inside that candle. So let me go on one reset. So as you can see, I was selling price from here. I was selling price from here. Sometimes you guys, if you go on my pairs that you're analyzing my pairs that I trade, you may find that I'm way ahead over you. So I was selling there and buying there and buying that. Sell and buy, sell and buy. So 20 pips. Where am I heading? Because GBP USDT is selling, so I'm expecting more sales to come in there. So you can see that. So I was doing this. This is what was happening. This is what is happening. Buy and sell. Buy and sell. Buy and sell. You get. So let me go now. So for you to be affirmative of the sales, where are the sales coming in from? Why am I so affirmative about reset chart? As you can see this chart, let me remove. The main trend that we are in, it is a bearish trend on monthly. As you can see, price is breaking this zone. So as you can see, this zone was the zone that where price broke. Let me go on it. Where price broke, but since it has broken, and this was the weekly area where price had already or also rejected. I'm going to teach you what does this mean. So as you can see, rejected weekly, rejected weekly, and daily has confirmed the sales. So literally the sales are coming in from this area. Simple. Have you understood, guys, where I'm getting sales from? So where is the nearest area to sell price from? The nearest area could be this. Then I MTF'd to, let me say, 1 hour, and I lastly put my sell limit here. Why? I don't expect price to move so much because to move so much far, because I have already a weekly area here. So if it has to come, it will just come, spike up there, then it starts selling. After that, after selling the price, I'm expecting price to take TP here. But since we are dealing with the monthly, and the monthly is still selling, it hasn't confirmed anything, so it might either come and go up to this area here, come and go up to that area there, or else, since it has done some rejections here of that area, for it to confirm by, say, remember it is selling monthly, currently it is selling, so you keep in these cells so that it comes, maybe taps here, it confirms, buys off the weekly again stuff, but literally weekly is selling. Why? Because also the DXY is buying. So literally we are looking at price maybe selling off there, of this area here, as I indicated. So those who had the first entries in this zone could just wait for a retracement and put in take out break even, take out break even, and just hold the price from there, up to there, like 500 pips. You fall off 500 pips, like you wait, you just hold that trade as it is doing all this stuff, then it just goes and drops up to there, up to all those zones. So price is really literally going to sell again from there, then we have a massive drop. So next NFP we are selling, we are buying the dollar and selling the DXY, the selling XX pairs. So the NFP is already what? Is already discussed about the January NFP. So this is my setup, the swing setup I'm looking at, 9R 600 pips. You just enter once, you sit for weeks and weeks. Gold setup. For gold's scenario, I'm looking at gold actually falling. For it, with its case, it may fall up to 1,000 somewhere like here. It may fall up to like 1,000 here, somewhere like these sides. It may retrace back. That's what I'm anticipating. So let me look at WTI again. That's oil. Okay. Wow. See that? You see that the fall? You see the sell that was here, it is still falling, like it really still falling, and it is literally going to buy off that area, because that's where I'm expecting buys to come from. Guys, it is just simple. They are just simple. Just you have to put into work and deal with this. Let me remove drawings. How am I expecting these sales? Let me do analysis on GBP, the oil. As you can see, this oil came and rejected off this area. So this was the kind of rejection. This was the kind of rejection. One time frame below, break. So you can see that it didn't do, it did what it did not do what it did not break. So literally monthly is kinda wanting to break, but if we go back on monthly again, monthly did a rejection here. It had done a breakout, but not really. I'm looking at actually buying price, but it may sell off these zones, because you have to look at possibilities. So you can see it rejected on monthly, it rejected and broke out on weekly. So it may either buy from where I marked to come and activate the cells that are in this area there. So literally, as you can see, the cells that I got, I shared how I got those cells. By the way, I take little time to analyze these things. As you can see, the cells, wow, beautiful. These cells, I sent them, so though I missed out, but the cells were inside this area. I had marked this area here, Where is the area? Inside this area, there was a zone to sell from.
It was on 1 hour. You had marked it on 1 hour.
1 hour, yes. Kinda like that. This area, oh yes, I marked. If I did MTF and I was looking for zones, then the nearest zone was this V level, was this apex, as you can see. I used also the line chart, was this QM area. Then if I had to use QM, let me go on 5 minutes. I look for confirmation. As you can see, this price came and gave out what we call a rejection of that area. Then of course this one had to buy from there. Then it Oh, either we could have missed this trade, but in sometimes even we miss trades, so it is just not new about that. So you have to put into, as long as you know what you're doing, nothing will fail. So because it reset chart, because it had already confirmed here, of course this would be this was the sell. This was the sell and the buy candle. This was the sell, buy candle, then it sold, price closed here, then it sold. Of course it traded off 30 minutes, the sell where it is coming from there, as you can see. Sweet move. Where is it going? If price goes here, you just tap in your some buys and wait and see the reaction of there. So you can see that. But because it has a lot of spreads, even if you put your stop loss here, where like in 30 pips, it is okay. Because me personally, I train sniper entries. It is really snipers that we get. It's not any like others, the way it is said. For us, we get literally sniper entries. It's what we deal in. So what else, which pair did I miss out? USD card. USD card, I had a setup that has been running for months and months. It is still buying. I got a setup, which pair? Oh, yes, this setup is still buying. I got it way long time ago, somewhere like here. This buy, it came in from here. Was it this pair? It was a wonder. By that time I was using a wand over. It's paper stone. I have a setup on this USD card of buys. USD card. I remember I shared it on my WhatsApp. It played us a lot. It came, played at the area of entry, came, played till it came and tapped us, and it started pumping seriously. So as you can see, it is buying. So all these when price, so anyway, Euro USD. So somebody who is looking at selling price should look at Euro USD. Why? Because Euro USD is weaker than pound, so you have to literally look at Euro USD for sale, for more kind of sales. But if you want money, you look at GBP USD. So here, let me show you some analysis. Let me go on forex.com. This has really make the whatever it is taking so long. So you can see that it rejected there, was confirming a break, but already it had, I had already done what? It had rejected somewhere here on a daily, then it had already confirmed sales, then I had already pumped in my sales of that area. So literally on this, I was expecting price to come. If somebody could remember, I had these types of trades. I had these 3 entry areas. I was like, price might come here or here or here. So it first came and reacted here, sold. Then later it came, has taken out this and reacted on the last price, where the last apex area, of which literally me also take. So as you can see, it is dropping. So give it for its sales, it may take long to sell, but if it comes back in the area of sales, you sell, because it is going to drop massively. The reason why euro is selling more than GBP USD, because the pound is greater than euro. And if you want to calculate how you can correlate which pair you want to sell in the direction, it is you look at euro GBP, you see which pair is stronger than the other. As you can see this on 1 hour, you can see that euro is weaker than the pound. So if you're looking at selling, you sell the euro and buy the pound. Have I made that clear? Mm?
Yeah.
That's why you could see that when this buy-in came in from, you saw that the GBP USD was buying much more than the euro, and when this sell came in, the sell was more strong than the sell of euro is more greater than the one of pound. Yeah. So guys, let me close here. We link up in the next session. This session has taken 2 hours, so let me stop the recording so that maybe we discuss something else. Stop the recording.